Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Happy Easter. And so today, being Easter, I thought we'd talk about a thing that happens every Easter where the Easter bunny hides eggs and kids go out and look for it. And it seems just like a little simple thing that happens every Easter for the children. But, a lot of times in these practices or these things that we do at the holidays, there's inner teachings buried within this little practice. So I thought we'd talk about it a little bit before we do our meditation. So the idea of the bunny, the rabbit, it's tied to our instinctive responses. If you ever have watched a wild rabbit out in the yard, they run around really super fast and they stop, their eyes kind of glaze over, they wait for some sort of stimuli to come up and then they run a different direction, right? And they run as fast as they can. And this is really a good metaphor for our instincts. Instincts implies that we don't really process this with our brain or our emotions. We just react and then we think about after the fact, what was that? Right? We have these instinctual drives that help us to thrive in the normal everyday world. They're tied to survival. A little bit of stimulation, it generates an automatic behavior, an automatic way of thinking. And sometimes we get triggered by certain things and we go in, do a particular behavior or a particular thought process, and then afterwards it's a little bit like what just happened, right? It's not something we chose, it's something that we reacted to. So the rabbit represents the reactive mind, the instincts and how it impacts both our emotions and our thoughts. And if you look at the idea of conditioning through our lives, through our traumatic events and our stresses and the difficulties that we've had in our life, a lot of times we end up having these reactions and we really don't think it out or make choices. We just end up kind of drifting into a particular way of acting or behaving. And we start to drift farther and farther from our true nature or ourselves. Then we have the idea of the egg, right? And in mystical and alchemical practices, the egg represents the soul. We are basically in the process of being reborn or being born. As we spiritually grow and evolve, we develop a lot like with the metaphor of like a child. Like they say that the Buddha was born at 8 years old. He's not born physically at 8, but it just shows a stage of development, mystically and symbolically, esoterically. An 8-year old, when you see a deity or a great teacher as 8 years old, that means that they're the level of a Buddha, right? You see pictures of Krishna that looks like a small child playing a flute, riding a snake or doing some act or some process. And this doesn't mean that he's immature or not developed. It means that he's very, very developed. And when you look at the everyday average person in a mystical sense, we're not even a baby. We're like a fetus. We're waiting to be born. And this also is symbolized by a soul that has not yet awakened. And if we look at the idea of what does resurrection mean? We associate it with Christ on the cross, but in mystical practices, it means to bring into view again. It means bring to your attention, or to bottom line it, it just means to use again, right? We want to use the soul. We want to bring to our attention the soul. We want to be able to see or view, be aware of the soul. And so this act of a rabbit hiding eggs has very deep mystical and esoteric meaning when it comes to spiritual practice. We're born life happens. We are kind of the world for a while. We have all the distractions of the normal everyday life and the events of our life and, the things that happen in our family and, all these things, the good and the bad. But at some point, we're able to take a breath and start to turn inward. And in this process, we begin trying to find ourselves again, trying to find the soul, trying to look within and to wake up from the dream, the dream of everyday life. And the goal is not to be of the world, but just in the world. We're a soul in the world. And, just because we're human in a body doesn't mean that we're living a soul driven life. And when we walk with the white light, when we walk on this path, that is the goal, is to find our true nature, to align ourselves with who we really are, to walk with the light. And the light meaning divine intelligence, the creative process. This is why we spend so much time at Astara cultivating the practice of clairvoyance and intuition, is for us to truly be able to experience the soul. We don't do that with our intellect. We do that with intuition. We do that with our ability to perceive, not with the mind, but with the heart. So today on Easter, let's do meditation on the rose and go deeper into the heart, into the cave of the heart, trying to touch something deeper in the heart. So close your eyes and just reflect. Reflect on a prayer or an area of healing. Reflect on the idea of finding our own egg, our soul. And as we find this egg, to break the shell, and bring the soul forward into our normal everyday lives. The path of discovering the soul is not the path of comfort. It's the path of seeking, of exploration, self-exploration, self-expression, self-acceptance, developing who we are. Waking up from the dream. I am surrounded by the pure white light. Only good comes to me. Only good goes from me. Your awareness is on your heart, the center of your chest. And with your awareness on your heart, visualize a beautiful rose. Keep your attention on your heart and on the rose, and take some nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Inhale the essence of the rose with every inhalation. You're breathing in the essence of the rose. And with your awareness on your heart, your awareness on the rose, again, affirm, I am surrounded by the pure white light. Only good comes to me. Only good goes from me. Let go of the rose, and your awareness is still on your heart. Begin moving deeper into the heart. Move your awareness an inch at a time, moving towards the spine, deeper and deeper into the chest. With every movement, be still and observe. Observe the body, observe your emotions, observe your mind, the shift, the presence, the awareness. Go a little bit deeper, just an inch or so, and observe. A little bit deeper. We're exploring the heart, trying to find that sacred space that lies deep within the heart, that seat of the soul, the throne of the soul. As we go deeper, we begin to resurrect something we once knew before we were in a body. And in this stillness and in this peace, let us say the name of the great teacher that we know as the Christ. We will say his name as it was known when he was in a body. Yohoswa. Rabbi Yehoshua Bar Miriam. Rabbi Yehoshua Bar Miriam, which simply means Rabbi Jesus of Mary. Rabbi Yehoshua Bar Miriam. Let us also use a mantra that we use in Astara. It's one of the most famous mantras in the world. Om Mani Padme Hum, which means jewel in the blossoming lotus. The jewel is in the center of the head, in the pineal gland. There's a little piece of energetic anatomy in which we process the energy and the guidance, the presence of the higher soul. It is how we bring light into the body. It is how we are surrounded by the pure white light. This is known as the blue pearl, symbolized by a peacock feather. Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Rabbi Yehoshua Bar Miriam. I am surrounded by the pure white light. I am guided by the pure white light. I am protected by the ever present pure white light. I am healed by the white light. Only good comes to me. Only good goes from me. Let's raise our hands up at chest level. Your palms are facing outward. You're rolling down your outer two fingers. See the areas in your life that need blessing, the areas that we want to fill with the white light. Your family, your friends, your loved ones. The areas in the world that need light. Let all these areas, all these people, each and every one of them, let them be surrounded by the pure white light. Let them be blessed by the pure white light. Let them be protected by the pure white light. Guided by the light. Healed by the light. I take refuge in the light. I take refuge in the manifestation of this light in all areas of my life. I strive to see this light in others. I am surrounded by the pure white light. They too are surrounded by the pure white light. Let only goodness come to them. Let only goodness go from them. In the areas of conflict in the world, let there be light. The people who are struggling, who need healing, who are passing, or might have already passed, let there be light. Let each and every one of us experience our true nature, to bring into view the soul, to bring the guidance of the soul to our attention. To live a life as a soul driven life. May only goodness come to us. May only goodness go from us. Rabbi Yohoswa Bar Miriam. Om Mani Padme Hum. Gently let your hands come down. Keep your eyes closed. Just be still. Peace be upon thee. So be it. So be it. So be it. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday sacred space. Thanks for being on the journey with us. And from all of us at Astara, we love you guys.